Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, I am back from Bungoma and we are here in the studio to continue with what we like doing. Now, there is a statement that Kakamega Senator Khalwale made which looked like comedy. You see comedy out of that, but I can tell you, in that statement, he is actually revealing the truth. And this is also a bombshell for William Ruto and people like Musalia and Wetangula, who has assured the Luhya people that they are deeply inside the Kenya Kwanza government, where things are decided. Now, this is what Khalwale said, if I quote him, that even if you don't like the men from Western region, use the face of our beautiful women to give us development. That is Khalwale. Seemingly, it's like development is not coming to Western region. And Khalwale is asking Ruto, is it our face that you don't like that makes you to divert development from Western region? He's saying so because remember, during the campaign, Ruto came to Western region with the Musalia and Wetangula and told the Luhya people that 30% of development from Kenya Kwanza government will come to Western region. Because people were asking, okay, you are giving a position to Musalia Mudavadi, that is an individual. You are going to give a position of the speaker to Wetangula. It is an individual appointment. That is not a community benefit. Though to some extent, of course, it has some influence, you know. It has. So people are asking, what is it in this agreement for the people of Western region? Then they coined 30%. So we were anticipating for 30% development to Western region. Yesterday, Khalwale was revealing something, exposing the Kenya Kwanza regime in an attempt to divert development that was meant to come to Western region into other areas that favors specific individuals in a position of power and influence. The road from Riaroni, Nakuru, Mau Summit, Eldoret, Kavurengu, Webuye, Kandui, and to Malaba. Malaba is in Kakamega. So you see, when you talk about Kavurengu, Webuye, Kandui, and Malaba, that is part of Western region. Inaguza Bungoma hiva ikikuja, inakuja paka Kakamega. It was supposed to be a dual carriage. Now, there is a reverse happening on the dual carriage that will stop at Mau Summit. That means you are removing part of the Western region. So the diversion is now through Maimaju and Narok. You go back to where Khalwale is saying that now you are taking the development to a county where the CS for roads, Davis Churchill, is coming from, Bomet. So Khalwale is trying to call out, in as much as saying that he don't have tangible evidence, but there is such kind of rumors. Unajua ukisikia mambo kama hayo lazima kuna ukweli somewhere. So he's questioning William Ruto. Why this?
If you don't like the face of the people, mainly the men of Western, we have some very beautiful women from Western. At least use their faces to give them development, Mr. Speaker. Cabinet sat 2 months ago, announced that the road from Rironi to Nakuru, Mau Summit, Eldoret, Kaburengu, Webuye, Kandui, up to Malaba would be a dual carriage. Today, the minister has come and has told the people of Western Province that goalposts have since been shifted to the extent that now the dual carriage will stop at Mau Summit, and the budget which was meant to push it to Malaba would now be used to now do a detour to go to Mai Mahiu and hopefully Narok or where. I didn't want to tell the minister because I would have been out of order because I have no facts. But could it be that the all-powerful minister for roads comes from Pomet, and this is why he wants part of that pie to be Bidwad, to go to Pomet side, to avoid it going to Malaba. This decision will have to be reviewed and possibly reversed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot lock out Western Province from such a flagship project. And even if you don't like the face of the people, mainly the men of Western, we have some very beautiful women from Western. At least use their faces to give them development, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I say this with a lot of pain. It is only a few years ago, Mr. Speaker, that a basic thing like a national school was being given now to Western, when other parts of this country have had national schools from independence.
Now, I want us to continue with the panel discussion, but before we go deep into that, I have a quick and humble request. For those who are watching this channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, if what Bwana Khalwale is talking about is something to go by, then this explains a lot that has been happening in Kenya Kwanza government. The diversion of development that was meant to come up to Western region being taken to Rift Valley. This is just a tip of the iceberg. It's not only in Western region, but it's speaking for Western because it's coming from Western. And it was touching part of Malaba, which is part of Kakamega County, where it comes from. Ukienda Mount Kenya, you will discover the same. If you go to Coast region, you will discover the same. If you go to Nyanza, maybe because of Raila, they might get, but you can as well see the same thing happening there. That you sit in the cabinet, you make a decision, you set up a budget, then the discussion in the National Assembly, where now they do the appropriation of the budget. Then after that is out, you divert that project to elsewhere. That is conmanship. That is highway robbery. And that is what this regime is doing. Then they will be back in Western region here. I don't know how they will be telling people 30% enjoy to relate. I think people are listening very carefully. And I see an attempt by these leaders, William Ruto, trying to do some development to areas where Wetangula and Mudavadi is coming from. Then they will tell people 30% ndio hii. Kuna ile barabara inaenda kwa Wetangula nyumbani, imejengwa, tamaked. The Mululu, the Mago, Mululu, Wangula and So Road, heading to Musalia Mudavadi's home. It is now being tarmacked as we are speaking now. Though this is something that Uhuru Kenyatta okayed to be tarmacked. It was during Uhuru Kenyatta. The budget was set aside. And even the contractor came to the site when Uhuru was still the president. But we know the games was played here and there so that they will give this contract to people allied to them. Now that road is being tarmacked. They will be telling the Luya people that simunaona tulijenga hii, that is just a small stretch of the road. Ni kadogo sana. And it has no any economic value. Because the road cannot come from Mago. Mago is on your way from Chabakali to Kapsabet. Then goes to Chamakanga, Mululu, it take a diversion back to Vokoli. So Vokoli, you are going to Vokoli girls. For those who have been to Western region, from Vokoli to Mago is a stretch of about 3 kilometers. If not 3, then 2 kilometers. I think 3 kilometers. So imagine it's just a rotation, then coming back to the main road. Where is the economic value? If that road was heading to Kakamega, itoke pale Haega, it will have economic value. Haina. So wanakuja wanafanya such a small stretch like that, waseme development. Wengine ya kwenda kwa Wetangula, waseme development. But the real development was in such dual carriage that was supposed to be done, heading to Malava, Kandui, Webuye, Kabriengu. Then back to Rift Valley, that's Eldoret, Mosamit, Nakuru, Rioni. Major development is being diverted. Then they come and just put a drop in the ocean and they popularize for it to look like a big thing that has really happened. We must be very careful. And this goes to Mudavadi and Wetangula. What will they be telling the Luhya people? They will make the Luhya people to be convinced that this regime has delivered development to the Luhya people. The major development is being taken away in their presence while they are silent. Are they sleeping in the class or what happened? Now we don't see them anymore. At least Gachagua was making noise for his own people in Mount Kenya, in as much as we are saying he was tribal. But I think he was reading from William Ruto that is diverting to his own region. So he had to make some noise so that even his own region, then Mudavadi and Wetangula, they are sleeping. But if then that's the direction we are taking, what about those areas where they don't have senior people in government from the region? Who will speak for them? Now, that is the kind of government that we are having, the Kenya Kwanza government, that we cannot trust with our taxes so that we get equal share of our taxes. Everyone is a taxpayer in this country, and therefore we deserve equal share of development. But that is not happening, and this is the Kenya Kwanza government, a regime that we should be rejecting with all our heart. I don't know your views, but please let us know in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in our next video.